Good morning, friends. Today I'm going to take you for a little stroll along the Ketchikan waterfront. Here we are downtown. This is where, if you take a cruise ship here, you will dock. This is berth 1. We have 4 berths downtown. If there's 6 ships in town, there'll be 4 ships docked along here, and there'll be a couple anchored out in the middle. If there's even more, the Norwegian cruise ship vessels now dock out at the Ward Cove facility, which is out north where most of my hiking videos happen. Across there you can kind of see the runway from our airport on Gravina Island, and right here is Panic Island. A lot of people live there. There's no roads. There is electricity and phone. There's no septic lines. I lived over there for between 1989 and 1990. And I'll tell you more about life over there also in a different video. Here's a couple of commercial fishing type vessels. Look like they might be set up for crabbing. Now if you're here in the summer, if you come here on a cruise ship, there'll be these big ramps coming down here. We can't really take a stroll like this during the summer except for in the evenings, because this is all cordoned off for security. There's lines of buses that line up over there that are loading and unloading, so it's not a terribly safe place. Now in the winter, most of these front-facing stores, that really close to the ships, are closed. Most of the owners don't live here year-round. The special one is over here called Gold Rush. That is owned by Jay Matani. He does live here. In fact, he's on our Ketchikan City Council. This here is our visitor center. There's a lot of tours that are sold in there. They have the nicest bathrooms downtown, which can be pretty important when you're traveling. This is run by Ketchikan Visitors Bureau. I'll put a link down below so you can visit there if you're interested. This is a very popular place for visitors to take a photo. This is a sculpture called The Rock by local artist Dave Rubin. Also worked with his sister Judy Rubin, another local artist named Terry Piles. Dave Rubin is pretty amazing. He's also a painter, very accomplished portrait painter, and he is a musician. He actually played music quite a bit with my brother Ezekiel Kelly, who you can find online if you search for him. Another fun fact about this sculpture is that this fisherman over here is wearing a halibut jacket, which is a tough wool jacket that's warm, almost waterproof a bit. He's gaffing a salmon there. And the model for that halibut jacket was donated by my ex-husband many years ago when Dave Rubin was creating this statue. It shows a depiction of all of the critical founders, of course, the original owners of this land, the native people, the Tlingit people, and aviators and loggers, miners. Here's another thing that visitors from the cruise ships love to see is this "Welcome to Alaska's First City" Ketchikan sign. It's a bit of a hazard for locals who are driving here, because you'll be coming here, turning this corner, and boom, there are visitors posing underneath it, right in the middle of the street. In the summers, we do have crossing guards here. All these ropes are to keep people from crossing the street in these pretty dangerous areas where you can't see around these corners as a driver. There is practically standing room only in this area when the ships are in, with only about 14,500 people here locally. When we get an influx of 25,000 cruise ship passengers, you can imagine how busy this is. As you can see, the sourdough bar here, also an old mainstay of Ketchikan, has a model of a fishing boat on top of it, which is kind of cool. The Totem bar, another old mainstay, as is Annabelle's. It's a nice place to get some food if you're here, nice and close to the ships. There's Ketchikan City Hall. I'll be going there tonight for a reporting gig. They're going to be holding a police community forum called the Ketchup, like Ketchikan, being clever. Then we have the Masonic Temple building right across from There's the end of berth 2, the start of berth 3, where more ships will tie up. Then right up here we have this totem of the eagle carved by local Tlingit carver Nathan Jackson, who is well known all across the country for his artwork. He's a master carver. The story is he is posed that way because he is mooning Juno. It's kind of a cheeky totem. And there is our tunnel, which is really interesting. Built in 1954, right when the mill opened, the Ketchikan Pulp Company mill. There's houses on top of it. There's houses and our state building over to the right. Underneath us is all water and beach. All these streets are built on viaducts. Here's another Ketchikan mainstay, the Arctic Bar. We love to come here with the dogs in the summer and sit on that deck and watch the people walking by on the promenade. Here's another popular stop with visitors. This is popular with locals. Burger Queen. They have really wonderful hamburgers. The Arctic Bar has the theme of home of the happy bears, and here are the happy bears. A little cheesy, but heck, it's all in fun. There's the asylum. They have a nice little patio. They offer a free barbecue with your beers sometimes in the summer. This is City Float, or Casey Moran Harbor, the more official name. Right now it's mostly pleasure craft. In the summer there'll be a lot more working boats. There's a Bering Crab Sea Tour, I think it's called, that docks over there. That's also a cruise ship dock. That's the end of berth 3. This harbor is kind of special to me. I got to Ketchikan in September 1981. I lived on a sailboat with my family for about 5 years, and we sailed up here from Seattle. And by the time we got to Ketchikan in September, it was such a strong storm. We stopped in the first Alaskan city we got to, docked here. It looked very different back then. This promenade was not here. There was a really wild and crazy stripper bar across the street. And this is still being improved over the years. And from here you can see how our streets are built down here. They're built all in these pilings. And here we are at berth 4. And the ship will be right along here. There's also vendor booths for tours that they set up right over there. That shop that says souvenirs on it was a long time local hardware store and lumber store. This is pretty cool. Big tugboat, just kind of resting between jobs. A lot of tugboats around here because the tugs and barges are so important to bringing supplies to us. Fuel and groceries, construction supplies. We've got a couple of cars sent up here from Seattle on the barge. Pretty important. Pretty scenic morning. You can see the moon behind Deer Mountain. This past summer, this promenade where this dog walker is strolling got loose. The ships here, when they leave, their prop wash washes out sideways, especially on their bow thrusters, and loosened up all that underlayment, the support, the dirt and rocks that hold those up, so they had to block it off for a while and had to be repaired. All right, let's go take a little stroll along the dock. Here we go, under the street here. A lot of concrete, and those have to be taken care of. It's not a cheap proposition. That's where a lot of our city tax dollars go. There's a couple of pretty classic little fishing vessels, just kind of resting for the winter. This one's aluminum. There's a little wooden one. Also resting for the winter. There's another one over there, the covered deck. That one might be doing winter fishing, such as looking for sea cucumbers, gooey duck, maybe even crabs. Here's a boat that is set up for dive fisheries. You see there are air hoses for the divers. They might be fishing for gooey duck, likely sea cucumbers. The sea cucumber season is always in the winter. My son did that as a deck tender one winter. There's an old tugboat, the Stimson. And here we are back up at berth 3. And we're almost to our car. Really glad you guys stopped by to take this little stroll with us. And it's a beautiful day to be out in the town. Absolutely beautiful out here.